Hey everyone, Jason Rutherford here with Model Technology Solutions. What we have here is an internal website hosting some NTFS file shares. So to mimic our document management system, notice in the URL bar we're set to localhost. We can also venture to that namespace via FQDN internally and authenticate against it. So let's go ahead and add the application to our Azure Active Directory so that we can use things like conditional access to control how users can get to that data. We give the application a name, the internal URL, which we just verified, and set a couple of options. As we're waiting for these settings to apply, notice there's also an external URL that has been created for us. This is configurable, but it's outside the scope of this video. The conditional access policy will basically force MFA to the internal document management structure URL that we are going to publish externally. Now, this doesn't require any additional ports open in the firewall, but it does require the proxy service to be running on a server inside your environment. So once the application has been configured as the application for the target for the conditional access policy, we can set the users, and we can set things like what we traditionally set, such as device states or client apps. If you venture over into the application that was created in Azure AD, and that external URL, the .ms@proxy.net, which there is a way to use a custom vanity domain there, what you're going to see here is first we're going to ensure that our users have rights to view the application from Azure. Once we've added the user's rights, we can then hit the URL. Once you've satisfied the multi-factor authentication prompt, you can see that the external version prompts us for authentication. Now, this can be handled a multitude of ways to do a pass-through authentication. For the test purpose that we've created today, we do not have that pass-through configuration set up. So we will have to authenticate again, but it's pretty straightforward to configure that. And you can see that now using that URL that we just highlighted, you get to the same exact data as you would on the internal side of the web server. Notice internally we are prompted for authentication as well, and we are authenticated into directories to show you that one is using an internal FQDN, the mfileserv01, and then one is using the external ms@proxy.net from a different client to retrieve the same information. And this is how you would configure external app proxy.